You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of NBL Live, broadcast number 196 here on the NBL Network. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver, and we've got a great game coming up for you tonight, folks. It is the Washington Redskins and the New Orleans Saints.
Welcome to the network,
Both
baby.
teams trying to stay in a fight for the playoffs. The Saints looking to win that division, that NFC South. The Washington Redskins just trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. We've got the NBL Live pregame show for you. As always, that's brought to you by web3ks.com. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up web3ks.com. They do a ton of our graphics. A big shout out to NBL Rams for his second month of subscribing. Web3ks.com, if you mention NBL sent you, all business over there will take care of you, give you a 15% discount. So if you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up web3ks.com. They are the leaders in affordable graphic design. Again, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver. Sonny, a great matchup we have tonight. It's a fun day because we're getting towards the playoff race, so these are some really important battles. More fun because we got a lot of new toys to play with here in the producing sphere. We got the Stream Deck rolling, we got the new microphone. So as always, folks, let us know how the sound levels are. But Sonny, it's we're getting up to that EA stream tomorrow night, and I think we're reaching a production level you haven't seen before here on the NBL Network.
The production value will be going up through the roof tonight. Only the sky is the limit at this point. We're gonna have some really cool stuff out tonight. You guys will get a little preview tonight, and then from there you'll get some new stuff as we go, probably tomorrow and into next week. So make sure you're tuning in for that. Gonna be some really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, and as always, folks, we appreciate you tuning in. We want to give you just a little sneak peek. Folks, we've been talking about this EA, what we're doing on Saturdays. We're going to play you that teaser video right now just to get you hyped because it is it's going to be a fun couple of weeks here on the NBL Network. So we're going to play you that EA teaser. So just take a look as to what's coming up here on the NBL Network.
You got a heart of a champion. Come out today and dominate, man. They cannot get a first down.
Throws the check down pass, intercepted. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And you know it. You know it is though.
Man, hold up, playboy. What's next on 3? 1, 2, 3.
That is right, folks. On the EA channel for the next couple of Saturdays, starting tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time is when we're going to go live here on the network. Kickoff right around 9:20, Sonny. Got the players to watch up there, but just to put a little bow on that EA, it's going to be a huge broadcast. There's going to be a lot of people tuning in, and we're looking to put on a really good show over on that EA Twitch.
Yeah, I'm excited for what we're going to be doing over there. It's going to be awesome. That's all you can say. It's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's get to the game at hand. Saints and Redskins. Saints still in the hunt for that NFC South, battling the Atlanta Falcons. The Washington Redskins looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Let's take a look at those players to watch, Sonny. First on the side of the Redskins, Josh Doctson continues to be a veteran presence. His number's not as good as you would expect because we've got him sitting there, 564 receiving yards, 20.9 per catch, 5 touchdowns. Doctson is a guy who I think everybody expects more, but he's sort of developing into that veteran role, Sonny, where he is becoming a sure-handed guy on third downs when they need a big catch. Maybe not the explosive player that they have seen from him in the past, but right now he's just really reliable.
Yeah, he's reliable. He's kind of the guy they're going to go to on the big third downs. Wayne Whiteside's their guy they're going to go to for the big play, but Doxson's the reliable guy, the guy they're going to look to, the guy Zach Belisari really trusts.
Yeah, Zach Belisari will be a huge player today for the Washington Redskins. For the New Orleans Saints, Michael Thomas up over 1,000 yards once again, 19 even receiving average and 3 touchdowns. With 1,000 yards, Sonny, are you surprised he only has 3 touchdowns on the year?
Yeah, a little bit surprised based on the yardage. And you look around the team, it seems like, Thomas is getting them down into the red zone, but he's not able to finish it off. They're going other ways to finish it off. I think Thomas is going to have a big night tonight, so watch out for him here in this game.
Sonny, before we get to your prediction, my question for you is the win today for either of these teams, how important? I mean, we know that the Redskins are trying to stay in the race, and we know the Saints are still in the fight for the battle. But this game today, with a win, does it guarantee either the Redskins making the playoffs or the Saints winning that division, or is this just, there's too many weeks left, it's going to depend on what happens later?
Well, like I said, we talked about this in the past. I think the Redskins are going to come back. We talked about it on Highly Debatable. I think they're going to come back, and they're going to win this division. I think it starts tonight. It's going to be a big win for the Redskins tonight. I think they're going to come through. And to be perfectly honest, I think the Redskins are going to make a lot of people surprised tonight. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Washington Redskins in this one. Let's go 24-17. And
taking the Red. Well, Sonny, is there a little bias on your hand? Yeah, we know you have them in the Highly Debatable Stock Exchange. Is there a little bias with you going with those Washington Redskins?
No bias at all.
None whatsoever. All right, that's fair. As Ninja Peel just subscribed here with Twitch Prime. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate all of our subscribers here on the NBL Network, folks. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning into the NBL Live pregame show. Get your predictions in the chat. We'll read those throughout the first quarter, but it is game time here on the NBL Network on broadcast number 196. Coming up next, Week 14. Not too many opportunities left. These two teams need a win. The Saints looking for the division. The Redskins looking to stay alive. And it is time to send it out to the game. And it's time for broadcast 196 right here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Jake Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the NBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow.
That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. It is game time here on NBL Live, folks. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to NBL Live. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver, and we've got a huge playoff battle tonight, folks. It is the 7-5 Washington Redskins taking on the 9-3 New Orleans Saints. Sonny, these two teams are in the thick of it in the NFC. As you can see right there from the NFC playoff picture, this is a huge battle for playoff implications.
It's a big deal right now. The Saints obviously trying to fight those Falcons for the NFC South. The Redskins trying to make their way back in the NFC East. This is going to go a long way for somebody tonight to try to win that division.
Yeah, and a huge battle here as these two teams, Week 14 here in the NBL. Not a whole lot of opportunities left to get those marquee wins. The Saints will be kicking it off, or excuse me, the Saints will be receiving the ball here at home, and we are underway on NBL Live. We hope all of you are having a wonderful day today and are excited for some NBL action. As this taken out to the 20-yard line. That's where we're going to see the New Orleans Saints at their lineup today. Some of those players to watch, Sonny Weaver. And for the New Orleans Saints, let's see what we got. We got one of these bad boys, right? Oh, boy. Didn't like that. Anywho, carry on. We'll get that graphic up in just a second. But who are you looking for in the New Orleans Saints offense to have a good game today?
Well, obviously, you got to look to Michael Thomas, the wide receiver out of Ohio State University. He is their go-to man. We talked about it in the pregame. Not the touchdown receiver, but he's going to move the chains for him. He's going to get him down the field. And then, obviously, Tevin Coleman, the running back here, is going to be supporting Ross Bonham and trying to punch it in for him.
Play action pass from Bonham rolling to the outside, and trouble early, folks, as Harold is able to bring down Bonham in the backfield. Loss of 12 on a play, Sonny. A huge first down opportunity for the Washington Redskins defense as they're able to get one of those big splash plays.
Yeah, that's not what you're looking for. It gets them out of kind of their schedule. When you talk about offenses, they want to stay in a schedule, a certain down and distance that lets them know that they're in position to easily convert these things. But now it's 2nd and 22. They are no longer in that down and distance.
Hey, there we go. There's the graphic. We figured it out. Right there, New Orleans Saints players to watch. Bonham, Marcus Williams on the defensive side of the ball. And, of course, that Michael Thomas, Tevin Coleman duo catching the ball. Tevin Coleman so good out of the backfield, but he is a bruiser between the tackles as there are just so many weapons on this New Orleans team. And it starts with Ross Bonham at quarterback, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, 4 Bonham. And he's got Coleman in the backfield. Bonham dropping back to pass on 2nd and 22. He has the tight end wide open on a corner route. The Washington Redskins drop back into man coverage, but it is so hard to go one-on-one with the tight ends in the leagues right now, Sonny. They are so athletic, and O.J. Howard coming over in the offseason has been a big boost to this New Orleans passing game.
Yeah, a little bit surprised there. You'd think that Hassan Reddick would be matched up there against O.J. Howard, the big free agent acquisition this offseason. Hassan Reddick, and instead they got someone else out there covering O.J. Howard, who was also another free agent acquisition here by the New Orleans Saints. I'd look for that matchup later on in this game.
Now 3rd and 5 for the Saints. Bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left side. Ross Bonham under center. Tevin Coleman in the backfield here on 3rd and 5. Blitz coming up the middle. Bonham is going to have to get rid of it, but just gets rid of it as he gets hit. But it's going to be an incomplete pass. Going to bring up a 4th and 5. Washington brought the heat there, Sonny, on 3rd down, and Bonham just could not get rid of the ball fast enough.
And you're seeing a lot of pressure here coming from this Washington Redskins team. They're getting to Bonham early, and that's something I'd be looking for in this game is if you can get to Bonham early and you can play from a lead, you're going to be in a good position to try to win this game.
Grant takes it back, but great special teams there. Now we can see the Washington Redskins come out on offense for the first time. And let's take a look at that Washington Redskins. Players to watch, starting at the quarterback position with Zach Bellassari, Wayne Whiteside, and Jordan Howard on the offensive side of the ball. But defensively, you look at James Bradbury, a guy who came over from Carolina and started out in Carolina. He's now in Washington. He's going to have a big task because you're going to see a matchup against Michael Thomas most of the game.
Yeah, James Bradbury should be following around Michael Thomas most of this game. And that's going to be one of those keys to victory here for them is they've got to find a way to stop Michael Thomas if they want to win this game.
And now we get to see the quarterback, Zach Bellassari's first snap of the game. He's under center with 3 wide receivers. 2 over to the right side, Whiteside alone on the left side. It's going to be Bellassari dropping back on 1st and 10, and he'll dump this underneath to Josh Doxson. We talked about him in the pregame. Only 3 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Quick, easy throw there. Maybe just a little bit of a rhythm throw. Didn't turn into a whole lot of yards, Sonny, but it's nice to see teams really trying to get their young quarterback. Zach Bellassari, not one of the youngest anymore, but we've seen those games, Sonny, where he's not in rhythm early. It's bad news bears for the Washington Redskins.
Right, Bellassari's got to get into a rhythm early. Look for Jordan Howard to try to offset that and try to help him out with a stellar running attack here for Washington.
Now 2nd and 7, play action pass once again. Oh, what a pickup of the blitz, but he looks for Jordan Reed. It's through his hands and picked off by the Saints. He's taking it back to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5, touchdown. Saints, the defense, making a mistake and turning it in to touchdown. It looked like Jordan Reed had an opportunity to make that catch, Sonny, but it was off his hands, and the Saints were off to the races. A huge play by the Saints defense, getting points on the board.
Wow. That was kind of a crazy play there. The off the hands, that's going to hurt because Bellassari put it exactly where it was supposed to be. But, in the end, that just did not work out for him.
That is an understatement as 7-0 the score right now. Sonny, how much of that blame, do you blame Jordan Reed at all for that one? Was the read okay? Those are those plays that you see, it really could have gone either way. It just seemed to be a little bit of bad luck for the Redskins.
It really is Reed failing the quarterback there. He's got to pull that one in, and what you can't do is pop it up into the air.
Yeah, absolutely. As now Washington's going to play from behind after the defense got a great stop on the first drive. They turn it over on the second play of the game through the hands of Jordan Reed, and it was taken to the house. 7-0 New Orleans on top here. 3:55 to go. Howard going in motion. On first 10, it's going to be hand off to Donnell Pumphrey, who has some room up the middle. Great blocking up front. Everybody got caught watching the motion in the backfield, and Pumphrey able to get 15 yards on the play and a first down at the 40-yard line.
A good run there, a little misdirection. They had the flare kind of action out of the backfield, and that opened up the middle of the field for Pumphrey.
Yeah, so now 1st and 10 for the Washington Redskins. They got that two-headed monster, Pumphrey and Jordan Howard. Really 1-2 punch in the running game as Pumphrey is out there at halfback. 2 wide receivers, Whiteside over to the left, Doxson over to the right side. 2 tight ends down there for Zach Belisari. As on 1st down, it's going to be a handoff to Pumphrey once again. Not quite as much of a run as he got on his first carry. Only a yard on the play, going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
And you know, you start looking at this and you start wondering, you know, where's the big free agent signing Jordan Howard? Now, I'd heard from ownership that he was healthy tonight, but maybe he's still lingering there with an injury.
Yeah, Jordan Howard has been banged up this year for the Washington Redskins, the big free agent signing, one of the big free agent signings. The Washington Redskins spent a lot of money in free agency this year. He was one of the big pickups. It's now 2nd and 9 for the Redskins. 3 wide receivers out there once again. Play action pass. And it's going to be a shot over to the left side and is caught by Jamison Crowder. Big catch at the 40-yard line. That crossing route came all the way across the field. Good protection up front. 20 yards on the play, and Washington's in business at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, great play there by Crowder, getting behind the linebacker and sitting right inside of that zone there. Big pass and catch there by Belisari.
Now 1st and 10 for the Washington Redskins, and Jordan Howard into the game at halfback. 3 tight ends to the right, 1 over to the left side, and they're going to pass it. Howard picks up the block, lobs it over the right side, and Hassan Whiteside with the catch, and he's to the end zone. Man coverage out there, and Whiteside made a huge play, goes up and takes it to the end zone. A great response by Belisari in the offense after the turnover on the first drive. They find the end zone on the second one.
And Marshawn Lattimore just plays that ball horribly. The ball goes up. It's a jump ball, 50-50, and instead what you get there is Lattimore kind of breaking to the inside. Whiteside pulls that down, takes it in, and that was a big play there for the Washington Redskins.
And let's look at some of Hassan Whiteside's stats this year. Everybody talks about Doxson, talks about Jordan Reed. Whiteside, not a whole lot of press, but he's quietly having a really nice year. 47 catches, 906 yards, 19.3, and 10 touchdowns. That's right, folks. 10 touchdowns on the year. Make that 11 for Whiteside as he gets into the end zone. What a weapon for the Washington Redskins. What a weapon for Zach Belisari.
Wayne Whiteside, a big addition here on this team. Obviously, they drafted him a couple years back, and he's really been the go-to receiver here for Zach Belisari. And, you know, like we talked about in the game, Doxson's kind of that 3rd down chain mover, but Whiteside's the big player.
Well, now let's see the New Orleans Saints offense come back out on the field. Struggled on their first drive, able to get a touchdown on the defensive side of the ball. And now Ross Bottom drops back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks underneath. It is complete. Quick little underneath route up to the 32-yard line. And it is a 2nd and 3 now for the New Orleans Saints. I'm scrolling back here. Let's see some of those score predictions that they came in. We got MBM saying Saints 31-17. 11 saying 24-14 Skins. Double A saying Skins 31-28. Deca saying Saints 31-17. Andrew Linhart saying, who dat day gonna beat them Saints 27-13. I sounded really cool reading that out is what I'm saying. It's on 2nd and 3. Handoff to Tevin Coleman trying to fight forward for the first down. He's going to be stopped a yard short. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1 now. Sonny, Tevin Coleman, a guy who went down for the Saints last year. They really missed him as it came around playoff time. They're happy to have him healthy now.
And they brought him in last year as a kind of a big-time free agent signing. He didn't live up to the hype last season. He's having a decent season this year. They're looking for a little more out of him. I think, you know, what they've got to do is get him on the edge a little bit better, and that's going to open up some big play potential for Coleman.
And now big 3rd and 1 I formation for Bonham under center. 2 wide receivers over to the left side, 1 tight end on the right side of that formation on 3rd and 1. They're just going to hand it off and fight for the yards up the middle, and he's going to get Carson coming into the game. 3 yards on the play, and it's a 1st down for the New Orleans Saints. Struggle on the first drive, Sonny. A real effort on this drive so far to establish that run game. Should open up the passing game for Ross Bonham in this explosive offense.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying hard to get the running game going, and that's a big part of this. You know, if they want to win this game, they've got to get the running game going and open up some stuff. Hassan Reddick can really kind of prowl in the middle of that field, so you got to suck them down with some play action later in this game. That's going to open up the deep center of this field behind him.
Yeah, now 1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. Ball's on the 37-yard line, and it's Ross Bonham in the shotgun. Now Tevin Coleman to his right, 3 wide receivers, 2 over the left, 1 over to the right side. Bonham takes a snap, drops back on 1st and 10. Looking over the middle of the field, a diving catch at the 45-yard line. It is complete for 9 yards over the middle, and Michael Thomas. Who else? But Michael Thomas making a big catch over the middle. I'm impressed so far, Sonny. The passing protection for both these teams has been really good early.
Yeah, well, you know, early on there was a lot of pressure coming in for New Orleans. It looks like they've figured that out. You know, their left tackle is out with injury, so that has something to do with it. They just got to keep finding a way to protect their quarterback.
And now 2nd and 1, shotgun formation. Again, 3 wide receivers. Now 2 over to the right side. Michael Thomas alone on the left side. Bonham with Coleman to his left. Howard to his right. And it's going to be a handoff to Tevin Coleman's got the 1st down and more. He's up past the 40, fighting forward to the 35-yard line. A huge run for Tevin Coleman. Only his 2nd carry of the day, but he gets 20 on that one. And a big 1st down for the Saints as we head near the end of the 1st quarter.
Yeah, now we're getting to the end of this 1st quarter, and it's been a pretty evenly matched game here. It's going to look like it's going to come down to kind of the late stages of this game. I think turnovers are going to be the big difference in this one.
And again, folks, as we hit the 2nd quarter, don't forget that we have a lot of stuff coming up this week, and we have a lot of stuff coming up not only on the network with our stream on EA, not only with our NBL Live broadcast. Sonny, if you've never checked out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/MaddenBomberLeague, it's where you can check out all the original programming. It really is second to none here on the NBL network.
It's a lot of good content there. Different shows, different things you can watch. Always interactive, always engaging. So make sure you check that stuff out.
Now, 1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints as they're on the 35-yard line. Bonham dropping back to pass. Looks like they're setting up a screen to the right side, and it is complete, and he's got some blockers. He's got a 1st down and more. Coleman up to the 10. Juke move all the way up to the 6-yard line, 7-yard line. That's where they're calling down. And Tevin Coleman getting another touch, this time in the passing game. Great blocking, and Tevin Coleman showing off his agility.
And that's the Tevin Coleman you're looking to see. And if you're New Orleans, you are happy to see that guy back, because that's what you need out of this guy. Is you need a guy that can catch out of the backfield, that can run out of the backfield, and can basically do everything to help this team out.
Yeah, he is a little bit of a do-it-all sort of guy. For the New Orleans Saints, they were so happy to get him from the Atlanta Falcons just a couple seasons ago. He's fit in New Orleans. They're looking for him to have a breakout year, though, as it's an I formation, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side, and it's going to be a handoff to Coleman once again up the middle. Not a whole lot there, only up to the 6-yard line. And now we have a 2nd and goal from the 6, and this is where you get that interesting play calling, Sonny, because you could try to give it to Tevin Coleman. Not a whole lot of success on the 1st carry inside the 10-yard line. Do you think about giving the ball to Coleman once again, or do you go for a pass, knowing that you're risking an incompletion and having to throw it again on 3rd down?
You know, this is kind of area where I like to get on the edge, maybe some sort of boot play action boot, get out on the edge and let Bonham have a run pass option.
Well, let's see what they do here on 2nd and goal. It's going to be a stretch run. Not a whole lot of stretch there. Early penetration. Not Tevin Coleman in. It was Carson. And Sonny, to say he got nothing is an understatement.
Yeah, not a whole lot of stretch. Not a whole lot of run there because they got stopped behind the line.
And now we get to a 3rd and goal for the New Orleans Saints. A huge, huge moment here. New Orleans looking to stay on top. You're blessed saying hard to move the ball here in this dead zone inside the 10. Yeah, not a whole lot of space. The Saints team likes to spread it out. And so once they get inside the 10, it's a lot harder. Quick 3-step drop, looking. Oh, he had the man all the way. Touchdown, Saints. Quick, easy little slant play right there, Sonny. A play a lot of people like running. It's just Michael Thomas made a nice play, checked with that linebacker over the middle, found some open space, and a good throw by Ross Bonham, finding his #1 wide receiver.
Yeah, Michael Thomas fills the gap there, tries to make some contact there, disrupted, but nothing happening as Michael Thomas, one of the premier receivers in NBL, doing what he does.
And again, folks, don't forget NBL on EA Twitch. That's coming up tomorrow night, Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going live here on the NBL Network. 9:20 will be the kickoff time. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a huge, huge broadcast. A lot of people will be tuning into that one, Sonny. We appreciate all of our friends over at EA giving us this opportunity, and should be a great game. Jaguars and Steelers. Jaguars looking to, well, let's say do a little better than the last time they were on NBL Live, whereas the Pittsburgh Steelers looking to just stay in control in the AFC North and get some momentum going into the playoffs.
The Jaguars have to bounce back from that horrible performance, and I think they can do it. They did beat the Steelers last season. People forget about that, so they do have some glimmer of hope there, but it cannot be the kind of performance they turned in last time on NBL Live.
Real nice throw to the outside there, finding Whiteside once again. Sonny, we had some keys to the game earlier. Let's take a look at some of those here in the second quarter. See what Sonny Weaver's keys to victory are for the Redskins. Get Howard going early. Don't beat yourself and take away Michael Thomas. So far, that hasn't been the case. Howard hasn't really gotten going. They've really relied on Pumphrey, and Michael Thomas has been beating them. He caught the touchdown on the play.
Yeah, a lot of things aren't going well right now, and that's why they're losing. So we'll have to keep watching that as the game progresses, because right now they're not following any of my keys to victory.
And on the Saints, get to Belisari early. A fast start for the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints did get off to that fast start as they were able to get that interception that went to the house. Offense didn't get going early. The defense did, though. Whiteside on the outside, he has been big for the Redskins, and getting Reddick involved defensively. Sonny, who are you giving the edge to? I know the Saints up 14-7. Redskins driving here. Who you give the edge to early in this game?
I really like what New Orleans is doing here. Obviously, getting Michael Thomas going is a big deal, and that's something I pointed out. The Redskins can't let happen.
Bad throw over the middle, looking for Doxson, and it's picked off by the Saints defense. Williams with the interception, the second from Zach Belisari. The Saints coming up with a big defensive play. Washington looking to tie this game up, and a huge mistake as he was looking for Doxson, but that wasn't open at any point.
Well, and that was one of those keys is you can't beat yourself. And right there, Zach Belisari beating himself and putting the Washington Redskins in a bad position. And so now the New Orleans Saints in a position here to try to really push this one over the top.
Yeah, a lot of people saying, Darce Knight saying Williams with a nice aggressive play. Bomber saying Porter in trouble. 14-7 your score right now, 3:22 to go here in the first half. An opportunity for the New Orleans Saints to really extend this lead, take a lot of the pressure off of the defense. As Bottom's in the shotgun here, 4 wide receivers, 3 over to the right side, 1 over to the left. The only one on the left side is Michael Thomas, and on 1st and 10, it's Bottom dropping back to pass. He looks over the middle of the field, and injury on the play. Nice catch at the 35-yard line. Didn't see who went down. It might have been the receiver on the play, but a nice throw by Ross Bonham.
They're calling that not a catch. They're calling that no catch.
It looked like it was in his arms the entire time. He was holding it on the ground. Can we? Nope.
That's
Banana's
rough.
saying, no, it was a beautiful throw. It looked like, not a catch. JK, guys. Gotcha! As emptying out the backfield, now 3 wide receivers. 4 bottoms, he drops back to pass on 2nd and 10. Looks over the middle of the field. That was not a catch. That one was not a catch, and I saw that one.
And who else besides Hassan Reddick in the middle prowling, making the big hit, and that's what we talked about. That guy has to show up big here if they want to win this game.
Ross Bonham on the season, 71% completion percentage, almost 3,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 48 sacks. Sonny, Bonham dealt with some injuries early in the season. The Saints certainly missed him while he was out. That's why his numbers are down this season, but he's a guy we've seen really step up when the bright lights are on him.
Yeah, Bonham really, the completion percentage is there, but the touchdown to interception just not happening, and that's the issue is, it seems like he can move the ball, but when push comes to shove, they are not able to put the ball into the end zone.
And down goes Bonham once again. Barr with the sack. Who's find out the right guard, Riley. Broken collarbone. That will probably end his season, as that's a tough injury on the offensive line for the New Orleans Saints. A broken collarbone, and now 4th down. New Orleans going to be forced to punt it away. The Washington defense, Sonny, I've been really impressed with them so far. They've been able to get to Ross Bonham a couple of times and are keeping the Washington Redskins in this game, considering that Zach Belisari's thrown 2 interceptions.
Yeah, a little bit surprised. I thought New Orleans would be the ones with the pass rush. I thought Cameron Jordan was going to be able to get to Zach Belisari, but instead it's actually been that Washington defense able to get to Bonham. And so a little bit of a surprise so far in this one, and that's kind of key for Washington to stay in this.
JY in the chat saying, Sonny, do you still think Reddick is overpaid?
Yes, big time.
All right, well, that was that. It was an easy answer there, JY. Happy to help you out here on the NBL Network. 1st and 10 for the Redskins, looking to stop the turnover bug that has been biting the offense the first couple of drives. 1st and 10. Looks like they're setting up a little counterplay for Jordan Howard. He gets to the outside. He has some room, and this is where he can turn on the burners up past the 50 to the 45 to the 44-yard line. Only the second carry for one of the highest paid running backs in the game, but Jordan Howard makes the most of it up into the opposite side of the field, and a huge run on the outside. Great blocking, sealing the edge. That counterplay with Jordan Howard, Sonny, it is so hard to stop.
Yeah, big run there by Howard, and really only his second carry of the game so far. A little surprised by that. They need to get Howard going here if they want to win this game.
Now 1st and 10, once again, coming out I formation. Belisari under center, 2 wide receivers. He's going to drop back to pass here on 1st and 10. Looks over the middle of the field, finds Hassan Whiteside once again, down to the 27-yard line. And Zach Belisari having a nice year as well. 59% completion percentage, almost 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. He's been sacked 32 times, and that's been a point of emphasis on this team, Sonny, is trying to keep Zach Belisari off his back.
Got to keep your quarterback clean. The quarterback can't do anything when he's on his back, and so at this point, they got to find a way to keep their quarterback clean, and they're doing that right now, getting rid of the ball relatively quick.
Humphrey toss play. He's got the first down and more. Juke move. Can't beat the second guy to the 11-yard line, though. What do you think of this tandem here? You paid Jordan Howard a lot of money. They're giving a lot of carries to Donnell Pumphrey. They like what he does on the outside. How effective is this 1-2 tandem?
Well, it seems like they're trying to find a way to supplant Jordan Howard a little bit. Obviously, he's prone to being injured, so maybe their thought is if they keep him off the field a little bit, only bringing him in for big plays, they can maybe kind of extend his career.
Now, 1st and 10 for the Washington Redskins. It looks like they're setting up a screen. It is complete to Donnell Pumphrey. Good coverage on the outside, though. They were looking for that screen there, Sonny, and the defense, great job staying home. That's one of the hardest things on screen plays. You want to over-pursue. The Saints stay home, wait for the lanes to get open. They're able to bring him down for only a 1-yard gain.
Good job reading that. Obviously, it was a cover 3, and that's a tough way to defend a screen. Normally, man is the best way to defend that, but in that cover 3, they do find a way to get over there, shed the blockers, and make the tackle.
Now 2nd and 9, I formation. 2 tight ends on the right side of that formation. Whiteside, the only one on the left. It's going to be dropping back. Is Belisari looking. He turned around. He saw somebody. He just kept running. That's never good. Sonny, we see it really way more than we should. Quarterbacks seeing the pressure coming from the outside and turning their back to the field of play, and it always ends up in trouble as a 9-yard loss. Going to bring him a 3rd and long.
Well, and the pocket was set there. If he climbs the ladder, meaning if he steps up into that pocket, he's fine. Instead, he goes too deep. His drop's too deep, and the tackles can't contain the edge rushers, and he goes down with the sack.
Now it's 3rd and 18 for the Washington Redskins. They want to get points. They want to not turn the ball over. That's number 1 here for Zach Belisari. He drops back, looking to pass. Lots of time. Looks to the right side. It's Josh Doctson. They left him all alone, and he scores. Toe tap it in the end zone. Josh Doctson with a huge catch and a huge play, converting that 3rd and 18. Sonny, the review. Well, come on. There we go. We knew it was good. We knew Doctson had the good feet on the outside. It's upheld. How do you leave a guy like Josh Doctson that soft coverage on the outside?
Well, people go into this cover 4, kind of a prevent defense there. And the problem with that is it does leave those out routes open. And that was probably an 18 to 20-yard out route, which is a little bit uncommon, but you've seen it there. And so really the cornerback's got to play underneath. He's got to drop underneath that route, play that out route, especially knowing that they're not going to beat you over top of that coverage. Instead, they play deep, and they take that L. Yeah,
that cover 4, that cornerback on the right side, he was great if he was guarding a receiver running through the back of the end zone, but right in front of him, the out route is perfect. A strike from Zach Belisari to Josh Doctson to tie this ball game up 14 apiece. It seems like just a second ago, because it was just a second ago, Sonny, we were talking about the New Orleans Saints had an opportunity to break this one open. The defense comes up big for the Redskins, and then the offense leads a real nice drive down the field to tie it up at 14 just before the half.
And right now, you've got New Orleans with a chance to try to take the lead into half. This is a big drive here. They got all their timeouts. They've got decent field position, obviously, 25-yard line. They're not backed up. They got to go 75 yards in under a minute. I think they can do it, at least try to come away with some points here.
1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. As it is Belisari it's Bonham dropping back. Bonham had all the time in the world, and Bonham just looked Byer straight in the eyes and said, "You're going to sack me," as he takes a big loss. 12 yards on the play. That's something we've seen a lot today, Sonny. We have seen the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, Ross Bonham, really take a lot of time in the pocket. His internal clock's got to be going out faster.
Well, he was locked in the slot receiver there from the start. The slot cornerback gets good jam off the snap, and that put him in a bad position.
As that one over to the right side of the 18-yard line, only 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 17. I'm surprised you don't see Washington taking a timeout here, Sonny, with the way their defense is playing.
Well, you're 3rd and 17. You got to take a timeout there because you got to feel like you're going to stop them here, and you may be able to set up for a quick field goal. Now, if you're New Orleans, I'm not even trying to snap the ball. I'm just kind of letting this thing run.
Yeah, absolutely. Homer in the chat saying timeout ports. The Redskins look perfectly content to go into halftime tied. Bonham in the shotgun, showing blitz from the right side is the Washington Redskins. Clock down under 10 seconds. Bonham dropping back to pass. Blitz coming from the outside. It's picked up well. Looks over the middle of the field, and he completes it down to the 42-yard line. A really interesting little sequence there. Washington doesn't take the timeout. New Orleans decides to with 4 seconds left. You would have thought if New Orleans was actually looking to, because they called that X out and up, clearly looking to get yards on the play. If they were looking for that, Sonny, you'd sort of think they would have called timeout on the last play to give them an opportunity to do something with the ball.
That's just clock mismanagement there. If you're the Washington Redskins, you've got to know better what's going on. Now you're calling timeouts. Nothing about this, excuse me, the New Orleans Saints call timeout. Nothing about this really makes any sense as they go deep down the field here, and it's picked off.
Yep, looking for the Hail Mary Moreau with the pick. That's going to take us to halftime. 14-14 your score. Sonny, it's a tie ball game. The momentum maybe on the side of the Washington Redskins right now. Do you see any team with a particular edge coming out of halftime, or is this pretty evenly matched going into the final half of play?
Well, when you look back at those keys to victory, Washington's turned the ball over. That's a problem. Jordan Howard really hasn't gotten going. New Orleans, Michael Thomas got involved early. I like what New Orleans is doing, but then again, Washington's still hanging around here, and really it's been their ability to get pressure on Ross Bonham. They've got to clean that up. I'd consider keeping an extra blocker in here going forward if I'm going to pass the ball.
Well, they're going to come out empty. Backfield, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end out there for Zach Belisari as he drops back on 1st and 10. Looks over the middle of the field. He has Jamison Crowder, 1st down and more to the 44-yard line. A simple, skinny post. Great recognition there, Sonny, by Belisari, seeing the 2 high safety, seeing it was that cover 2, and knowing that post was going to come wide open over the middle of the field.
Good kind of sitting, waiting. Where is this pass rush from the New Orleans Saints? I'm not seeing Cameron Jordan out there, and that's somebody that's got to show up here. They've got to start getting to Zach Belisari. They had some pressure early, but now it seems like he's got all the time in the world.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he is having any trouble waiting back in the pocket. Great protection up front by the offensive line. Now Belisari's going to come out under center. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. He's going to drop back here on 1st and 10. Looks to the right side. That's a real bad throw. You knew it right away, and it's picked off by the Saints, and they're off and running past the 40, and Zach Belisari makes the tackle, the 44-yard line. Vaccaro with the pick. That one, bad play call, bad read, really bad all around, Sonny Weaver, as the Redskins throw away what little momentum they had and give it right back to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, and another interception here for Belisari. This one to Kenny Vaccaro of the Ohio State University, bringing it back, setting them up for good field position. Now let's see if they go to another Ohio State Buckeye here, and Michael Thomas try to take them up by 7.
Buckeyes galore in this game. 1st and 10. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Ross Bonham under center with Tevin Coleman in the backfield. Thomas split out to the left. Cannon split out to the right. As Ross Bonham changing up the play as he surveys this defense. Now they're going to drop back 2 high safety look here for the Washington Redskins. Now, 1st 10 is going to be a handoff to Tevin Coleman over the left side. He's going to have a nice run there up to the 48-yard line. The running game for both teams, Sonny, seems like the running game has had success when they decide to hand it off. Both of these teams have talented running backs, and both of these teams have decided to air it out today.
I'm surprised. Tevin Coleman, 4 for 31, a good average there. They need to keep feeding him the ball. The guy's, shown he can handle it when you give him the ball. You just got to give him some more opportunities.
Hassan Reddick with the tackle there. His first tackle of the day, Sonny. Are you still thinking he's overpaid? He's got 1 tackle today.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick needs to show up a little bit better. He did have a pass breakup early in this game that was a big play.
2nd and 2. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Tevin Coleman in the backfield here on 2nd down. As Bonham's going to drop back to pass on 2nd down. The rush is coming in. Down goes Bonham. Another sack for Harold as he gets in the backfield and cuts it back to a 3rd and 10. The 4th sack of the day for this Washington defense. That time, Bonham didn't hold it too long. There was just no time to throw.
And 4 sacks on the day is unacceptable here for New Orleans. It's early in the third quarter. You got to start keeping an extra blocker, and that's just all there is to it.
Now 3rd and 10. Bottom dropping back to pass. Looks over to the right side. Oh, that out route. That got the Redskins a touchdown. Against the New Orleans Saints. A first down here as Bottom rifles that to the outside to Cannon. His second catch of the day and a big first down for the New Orleans Saints.
I really like this Cannon kid. A lot of people had him projected as a mid-round pick in the draft last year, but the New Orleans Saints go ahead and they take him early in the draft, and he's shown why they had all the expectations in the world for this kid. 3
wide receivers, 4 Ross Bottom under center, 2 over to the left side, 1 over to the right. Tevin Coleman in the backfield here on 1st and 10. They're up to the 39-yard line, looking to claim the lead back here on their first drive of the second half. Bonham drops back. He's going to hand it off to Tevin Coleman over the right side. And another nice run for Tevin Coleman up past the 35 to the 34-yard line. 5 carries, 36 yards. Sonny Weaver, that's 7 yards per carry. And this guy, 7 yards per carry, and the way they're running it, I'm surprised the Saints haven't decided to give him the ball more.
You got to keep feeding him. Tevin Coleman's having a great game right now, and I think he's going to get better with more repetition. So if you can keep giving him the ball, I think you're going to keep having productive 5 and 8 and 10-yard runs.
And now 2nd and 5 for the New Orleans Saints. Ball on the 34-yard line. 3:40 and counting to go here in the third quarter. Ross Bottom under center. 2 tight ends on the right side of that formation. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. Tevin Coleman in the backfield. For Ross Bottom. Play clock down under 10 as Bottom drops back to pass. And he looks over to the left side. He completes it. But boy, it looked like Michael Thomas had the defense beat on the left side. He takes the safer throw underneath and gets the first down to Grant Cannon.
You had Michael Thomas in one-on-one coverage out there, and you don't get that very often, but Moreno came up on the play, and they got bailed out there. Michael Thomas wide open. That's a touchdown if he makes that read.
Yeah, he was absolutely gone as the New Orleans Saints come out 1st and 10. They're on the 28-yard line. Real methodical drive right now for the usually explosive New Orleans Saints. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 over to the right side. Tevin Coleman in the backfield for Ross Bottom as he drops back to pass on 1st and 10 once again. The rush gets there. He throws over the middle. And Brennan with a great read and a great interception as he is going to be taken down at the 18-yard line. These teams trading turnovers. Brennan reading the eyes of Ross Bottom and jumping in the passing lane. What a great play by the defense to pick him up once again.
Well, and you got to read it. Obviously, Brennan was sitting there in the zone. He had nothing else to do, so he was just waiting, and he breaks in on the route. And really, that's just a bad read there by Ross Bottom. We're seeing a lot of bad reads so far tonight. They got to try to figure this thing out on both sides of the ball. And both of them, they'd be better off trying to run it at this point because both these guys, frankly, are having issues throwing.
Man U's 2010 saying, awesome broadcast. Nice work, MBL. Appreciate the love. Appreciate everybody tuning into MBL Live. This is broadcast number 196. 1st and 10. Oh, how about we just give it right back? And it's picked off by the Saints. That was not enough air on it. And Williams able to come up with a pick. Turnovers galore, Sonny Weaver. These 2 quarterbacks doing a great job of finding the other team.
Yeah, and that was one of our guys to watch to lead the game off. Marcus Williams finding a way to get the ball, bring it down. Good play there by New Orleans. And now they're back in position to try to score. Maybe, just maybe, they'll hand the ball to Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, it's probably the safest play they have right now. 1st and 10 is 6 total turnovers so far. The New Orleans Saints coming back down. They actually gained 4 yards off of that turnover. So maybe it was a little bit of a positive for them. As on 1st and 10, hey, they give it to Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman does what he's been doing all day Sunday. He gets 8 yards on the play. It's going to bring it down to a 2nd and 3.
And imagine that. They hand the ball off. They get a good run, and they'll probably throw it here and throw an interception.
Oh, that's awfully pessimistic of you, sir. 2nd and 3 for the New Orleans Saints. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter, and they're inside the red zone trying to capitalize. Somebody trying to take control in this game. But so far it has been a battle of attrition as both teams, some key turnovers, especially the Saints down inside the red zone. The Redskins seem really good to turn it over wherever they are on the field. Shotgun formation on 2nd and 3. They hand it off once again. Coleman has a lot of room. Coleman's going to walk his way into the end zone. 16 yards out. They give it to their star running back, and Coleman does the rest, walking his way into the end zone to put the Saints back on top.
And you know me, I love me some stats, and that is the first time in this game where there have been back-to-back.
That kick was not good. It was not good. Anywho, carry on. Sorry, that kick was so bad I had to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's the first play, or excuse me, the first time in this game for either team that they have ran the ball on back-to-back plays. And imagine that it leads to a touchdown. Maybe, just maybe, they should try running the ball.
Well, the running game has been real good, but that extra point may come into play as that one was wide left by about 14 yards, just a bit outside as the Washington Redskins will get the ball back here. 2:07 to go here in the third quarter. While we have a moment, just want to remind you, NBL Live is brought to you by Web3KS.com. They are our graphic sponsor, our pregame sponsor. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up Web3KS.com. If you mention NBL sent you, they will give you a 15% discount. Big shout out to all business over at Web3KS.com. Web3KS.com, they are the leaders in affordable graphic design, first and 10 for the Washington Redskins, looking to respond, looking to keep the ball in their own team's hands. As Reed goes in motion from the left to the right, it's going to be a handoff to Jordan Howard over the right side. He's going to get up to the 25-yard line, give him 4 yards on the play. Only 3 carries for Jordan Howard. Sonny, the lack of running for Howard, you just start thinking about the math as to how much they're paying Jordan Howard and how little carries he's getting.
Well, and that's been the kind of the storyline of the game on both sides. It's been the lack of running, and really that's a little bit of a problem here. And both these guys need to get a hold of this.
Now 2nd and 6, 2 wide receivers over to the left side as it is a play-action pass for Zach Belisari. He looks over to the right side, finds Saubert, the tight end, and he's going to fight forward to the 44-yard line. Didn't see who went down on the play, but a nice throw there by Belisari staying in the pocket. Sonny, Belisari is just so infuriating to watch from the outside perspective because he looks so good a lot of the time. It's the decision-making breaks down at times for the young quarterback.
Yeah, and that's been the case for both these guys tonight, and both of them have some interception issues they need to clean up, and really they can do that by leaning on their running attack a little bit more.
It's 1st and 10, a little wildcat formation as he fumbles the ball, but it is piled on by one of his teammates. Looks like Whiteside might have come in and picked that one up. They tried the little power run out of the Wildcat, Sonny. A Wildcat play that has seen a lot of action here on NBL Live. It didn't go quite as they wanted. They do end up getting 2 yards, but it was almost disaster for the Redskins.
A little fun fact about that play, they should have handed off to Pumphrey, and in that play you can still give the jet sweep off. So, you know, all you Wildcat fans out there, hold A, hand that ball off, and let him take that one for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's basically a read option. 2nd and 8. For the Washington Redskins, Zach Belisari in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right side, 1 over to the left. Belisari takes the snap, looking, and he gets obliterated in the middle as Rankin's able to come in and lay the lumber. As Anzalone, the linebacker, will not return. A little case of turf toe there. Very painful injury, Sonny, but does not sound painful from the name.
Yeah, the old turf toe. You know, the feet are kind of the foundational building block of football players. Without those feet, not a whole lot you can do. It's taken out many a men in the football arena. So turf toe, nothing to laugh at.
That was that's incredibly poignant. So, Sonny, you sound like a guy who's really into foot care and how important it is for football players.
You know, hey, orthopedics orthotics are nothing to laugh about.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care of your feet. They will take care of you. 3rd and 16. Big moment here as Belisari looks over to the left side. Has him, and it's Jordan Reed. Haven't called his name today. Don't know why he was spinning, but do know that he got the first down on the left side. Jordan Reed, his first catch of the day. He's such a weapon. We saw on that first drive, Sonny, the ball go off his hands, but Belisari knows that Jordan Reed can come up with a big catch at a big moment, and right there was a huge play for the Redskins offense.
Yeah, and Jordan Reed with a little spin move, going out of bounds for no other reason, just to tell people, nah, boo-boo. I caught that.
1st and 10. Is that a technical term, nah, boo-boo? Is that?
Yeah, it's definitely a high-level technique.
Got it. As Howard gets the carry over the right side of the 28-yard line. That's going to take us to the 4th quarter. New Orleans on top here at home, but the Redskins are driving, folks, and if you're just joining us, don't forget to join us tomorrow night, the next couple of Saturdays, but especially tomorrow night. We've got Jaguars and Steelers, 9 o'clock Eastern time here on the NBL Network. We'll be kicking off that game at 9:20 Eastern time. Jaguars and Steelers, hosted by our friends over at EA on the NBL EA Twitch, so don't miss that one. It's going to be a huge broadcast here. And we're going to be on there the next couple of Saturdays. We're going our way towards the playoffs, the NBL Super Bowl on the 14th of April, and then we'll be working our way into Season 31 of the Madden Bomber League. 2nd and 2 for the Washington Redskins. A little draw play for Jordan Howard. He cuts to the left side. Good read there up to the 25-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the play. It seems like the injuries are piling up here, Sonny. It doesn't appear to be any of like the big players. Like, we're not seeing the running backs and quarterbacks go down, but it seems like in the trenches there's a war of attrition.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. I'm not sure who that one was. It looked like it could have been Cameron Jordan, so that's one to keep an eye out on.
Bomber in the chat. Hey, Oshu, how's the stream deck? It's great because I can do things like this. I can just pull up Zach Belisari stats just like that. Big shout out to our very own Sonny Weaver for making a lot of these graphics. We're going to be having more of these stream deck. Well worth the price. And I didn't even pay for it. As a throw on 1st and 10, he finds Jamison Crowder. Down to the 5-yard line, 20 yards on the play. Another shout out to Sonny Weaver for paying for that one. So really, all around, it's Sonny Weaver Day here on the NBL Network.
Hey, you know what? That's a good day. That's a good day.
Shiny day. It's a shiny day. Here, 1st and goal now. This is where both teams have struggled inside the 10-yard line. 20-14, your score. That missed extra point may come into play if Washington find the end zone. Looks like they're setting up a wide receiver screen to the outside. Whiteside with the catch, and he gets into the end zone. Boy, Sonny, it did not look like it was going to turn out good. It looked like there was great coverage on the outside, but one block gets thrown, and Wayne Whiteside, able to get around the edge and get to the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was an impressive little go there by Whiteside, and he's just the man that makes the engine go here, and that's it's been a big deal here for the Washington Redskins.
That gives him his 12th touchdown on the season, folks. He's having a great year for the Washington Redskins. 12 touchdown, 2 today, and Redskins up 21-20, Sonny. That missed extra point. I know we keep harping on it, but it's a big miss there on that drive there, on the last drive that New Orleans went up 20-14, missing that extra point wide left. In a close game, those are the plays that come back to bite you.
It's the little plays, and you'll look back in this game, and that's going to be one that people are going to look back and say, man, that was a make-or-break play here for the New Orleans Saints.
And now 1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints as they look to respond here. 5:25 to go, and it is Ross Bonham under center, 2 wide receivers. Tevin Coleman in the backfield. He had a huge drive last time. They're just going to give it to him again, but great job by the second level, as it looks like right there. The man that you say is overpaid, Hassan Reddick, able to come over and make the big tackle there for no gain on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
And good play there by Reddick, reading the play, shedding to the outside, avoiding blockers, and getting out there to make the play. Now, if you're New Orleans, you can't just abandon the run because of a bad 1st down play. I get the down distance is an issue, but you got to keep hammering this one along. 3
wide receivers for the Saints, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Play action pass for Ross Bonham. Oh, he has a man, and he finds him. It is complete up past the 40, near the 45-yard line, as Bonham 10 of 15, 139, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Not his best game, but Ross Bonham, I think, has that clutch gene, Sonny. He finds a way to make the big plays when it matters. This seems like it is time for Ross Bonham to break out and lead the New Orleans Saints down to victory.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I think if I'm the coaching staff here, he's got a propensity to turn the ball over. So I'm going to work Tevin Coleman. Maybe not on 1st down so much, maybe something underneath on 1st down. But I'm going to try to get Tevin Coleman involved here, really kill this clock.
4:23 to go. Coleman in the backfield with Bonham, 4 wide receivers. He's going to throw it once again on 1st down. Has a man open over the middle of the field, and it is complete. Boy, a lot of holes in this defense, and the wide receivers for the New Orleans Saints are picking them apart. Another 1st down to the 39-yard line. The Saints are driving, looking to reclaim the lead.
And really what they're doing right now is they're letting Bonham get a little too confident here, and I'm a little worried. I still feel like an interception's coming here if you're Ross Bonham. Give the ball to Tevin Coleman. Let him win this game for you.
And don't forget, folks, coming up next at the end of the game, we got the NBL Live Player of the Game selection here for Broadcast 196. And you, of course, can check out the Player of the Game selection on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You can look back all the way back to Broadcast number 1. If you're interested in joining the NBL under the Join tab, you can check that out. We'll have our selection at the conclusion of this game. Quick 3-step drop, nobody open. Bonham rolls to the right side, rolling. But never gets rid of the ball and takes the sack at the 42-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play. Sonny, it looked like he had an opportunity to throw it. He had an opportunity to throw it away. Bonham chose option C, and he won a year's supply of Rice-A-Roni.
And those are just the questions. You got to wonder what's going on in his head. He has time in the pocket. You got to get rid of that ball. There are a lot of sacks here by Ross Bonham in this game. Kind of surprising. I just did not see this one coming as far as Bonham being completely outmatched when it comes to pressure.
Michael Thomas with the 1st down catch. I appreciate you chuckling at that one. I don't know how many people in the chat would get that joke. The old Rice-A-Roni joke. Anyone? Well, I'm interested if anybody gets that one. His 1st down catch there. Michael Thomas, 3:12 to go. Sonny, is there ever a fear of scoring too quickly against this Washington Redskins team?
I'm not too sure about that. Obviously, Washington likes to push the ball downfield. You got to keep aware of Wayne Whiteside, but I think Belisari's kind of liable to likely to throw an interception. Wow, what a dive there!
Yeah, Michael Thomas on the year, over 1,000 yards already, continuing to be that big play receiver for the New Orleans Saints. 2nd and 7 now. For the Saints, as Tevin Coleman has been really great here in the second half for a Saints team that had trouble turning the ball over. Bonham struggling to make the reads early. He's seemed to have settled down a little bit here in the second half. And now with 2:54 to go, they're nearing the red zone on the 22-yard line now, 2nd and 7. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Tevin Coleman in at halfback. No deep safety right now shown by the Washington Redskins. Let's see if the Saints decide to try to take a shot. They're going to keep it conservative and hand it to Tevin Coleman, as they're going to switch up the play, put a bunch 3 on the right side, 1 over to the left. Still no high safety shown by the Washington Redskins, and it's going to be a handoff to Tevin Coleman over the right side, and he is taken down at the 21-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play, going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the New Orleans Saints. And as you can see by the play art, that was a real pressed up cover 4 showing blitz, but they were going to drop everybody back. The defense just doing a great job of getting some early penetration and bringing down Tevin Coleman.
And I'm not sure I like that call there by New Orleans. Maybe something underneath there. You see somebody press like that, it's either going to be man or what that was a bailout zone. So you can work underneath in either way.
3rd and 6, and it is Bonham dropping back, needing a conversion here, but meaning not to turn the ball over. But he has a man. It is complete, and it is who else but Grant Cannon. I think that was Grant Cannon. I'm not really sure. I said that confidently, and then I saw the graphic or the representation of his jersey. It was. Hey, OSU. Blind squirrel finds it out every once in a while. He's right on that one, and the Saints are in business at the 5-yard line.
Oh, Greg Cannon. We're going to have to rename you the Sex Cannon, because that was a sexy play right there, getting down there and making a play for the New Orleans Saints.
You're not renaming him the Sex Cannon. 1st and goal, handoff to Tevin
Why
Coleman.
not?
I could have found the end zone on that one. Touchdown, Saints. They go back on top. Tevin Coleman under the 2-minute warning finds the end zone, and we're not calling him the Sex Cannon.
What? That is a great name.
No, it's a no.
Oh, come on.
JY saying, I will not call him Sex Cannon. Hop saying, what, Sonny, LMAO. Sex Cannon from Bomb.
Yeah,
LOL.
whatever.
No, no one jumping on the Sex Cannon train. Except for
Kyle's
Kyle.
on it.
Except
Hey,
for
Kyle's
Kyle.
in.
If there was
Kyle is
anyone
in.
I would say that would be on the train, it'd be Kyle. Kyle has hopped on the Sex Cannon.
There we go. Kyle's in for the Sex Cannon.
Well, 2-point conversion here for the Saints, looking to extend this to a 7-point lead. Shotgun formation for Bonham. He drops back to pass. Looks over to the right side. A little sit route, but he can't hold on to the ball. It was a good throw, a good catch, but couldn't hold on through contact, and it'll stay a 5-point game.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because it hit him right in the hands. He just couldn't take it down to the ground.
Well, minute 55 to go. Washington has all 3 timeouts. They do need a touchdown. Down 5 here on the road. Sonny, let me ask you the question the opposite way, as Pumphrey looked contemplated, but he's just going to take a knee. Let me ask you the question the other way. If the Redskins lose this game, are their playoff hopes dashed?
Maybe.
Thanks, buddy.
It's a pretty strong possibility. I think, they still got a pretty winnable schedule. I think they're going to be in it down the stretch, but trying to figure out what this wild card race is going to look like, it's going to be tough. I think there's going to be 2 really good wild card teams, maybe even this New Orleans Saints, and then probably the Minnesota Vikings.
1st and 10 for the Redskins, needing a big drive from Zach Belisar in the offense. Bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left side. He's got Jordan Howard in the game at halfback. 1st and 10, Belisar dropping back to pass, 4-man rush from the New Orleans Saints. Deep pass over the middle, looking for Jameson Crowder in traffic. What a throw by Belisari, and a great catch by Crowder, possession catch in between 4 defenders. It's a 1st down for the Redskins.
And I'm not sure why they're hurrying up here. There's no reason to hurry up.
Well, 1st and 10 now, looking over the middle of the field for Wayne Whiteside at the 34-yard line. 2 plays. They're down to the 34, minute 32 to go. I'm not really sure why they're hurrying up either. They've got 3 timeouts, and you don't want to give the ball back to this Saints team. Whiteside up over 100 yards receiving on the day. Once again, bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left side. Jordan Howard in the game. Play action pass for Belisari. He's going to look underneath for Josh Doxson. Tried to get the spin move. Couldn't get past the defender at the 28-yard line. Now they're going to let the clock run.
Yeah, a little confused that what's
clock
actually
management has
going
not
on
been
right
a
now.
strength of either team today, Sonny. I think we've proved that.
Yeah, a little surprised here. A little surprised.
2nd and 4, minute 9 to go. Washington needs the end zone, as it got really dark there for a second. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what that is.
A 2nd and 4 shotgun formation.
An eclipse in the dome.
Yeah, it's weird how they shut off the lights there. The dome has had that problem before. On 2nd down, Belisari looking. He's got a lot of time. Oh, he's taking a deep shot into the end zone looking for Whiteside. Oh, man, that was a bad decision and should have been picked off. Whiteside played a little defense on that one, Sonny, but that's the throw you don't want to see your quarterback making here with under a minute to go needing a touchdown.
Right, and you had the corner route on the inside with the slot. He could have thrown that at the stem of that route, and the inside, it was wide open. Instead, he waited for that post to develop. He's been very post-heavy on this drive so far, depending on that deep inside throw. He's got to get off that route if he wants to win this game.
He also could have rolled to the left side and taken off, but right now he is full Post Malone move. Right now it's 3rd and 4, shotgun formation. For Zach Belisari, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 over to the left. That's Jameson Crowder. He's got Donnell Pumphrey into the game at halfback here on 3rd and 4. Down in distance, not so much important as they got to find the end zone. As he drops back to pass on 3rd down, quick throw, and it is picked off. A bad read, looking for Jordan Reed, and it is picked off by the Saints defense. Ford jumping in front of the tight end. They still have 3 timeouts, so they can still try to get the ball back, Sonny. But that was back-to-back bad reads by bad read Belisari.
Yeah, not a great throw there, and that's probably going to be the game. And when you talk about it, we talked about the keys to victory when we came into this game. One was get Jordan Howard involved. The other was don't beat yourself. Neither of those things happened in this game. Jordan Howard never really getting a chance to show what he can do. Paid him all that money to sit there and do nothing, and then Zach Belisari basically handing the game over to the New Orleans Saints.
Well, now it's going to be up to the defense to get a stop. You burn those 3 timeouts and hope for a great play by their offense. Now, 1st and 10 is to hand off to Tevin Coleman over the right side. Brennan, big hit. Going to be taken down at the 31-yard line. Timeout taken by Washington. No gain on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, not really the key here is New Orleans got to hang on to the ball. Tevin Coleman can't turn it over. Even if you give it back here, you got to be feeling pretty good. They get it back with 30 seconds or so, and you're talking about a touchdown required here. You're feeling good if you're New Orleans.
And now 2nd and 10, folks. Again, stick with us to the end of the game. We'll have that NBL Live Player of the Game selection. And remember, join us tomorrow night. We're going to keep propping it because it is a huge night here on the NBL Network. It is the NBL on EA Sports. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we go live. Jaguars and Steelers, a huge battle between 2 teams looking to stay ahead in their division. That's, again, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here, twitch.tv/NBL Network, and hosted over by our friends at the EA Madden NFL Twitch channel. We appreciate all of the love over from our friends at EA. 2-yard gain. On 2nd, now I'm going to bring up a 3rd and 8. If you're New Orleans, do you ponder throwing the ball here, or do you just hand it off, force Washington to use that last timeout?
Oh, you force them to use the last timeout. No reason to do anything but run the ball here.
I formation, 2 wide receivers, 2 to the left side. He's got an I formation, no tight end out on the field, and they are going to throw the ball here on 3rd and 8. Looking, throws it to the flat. It is complete. Brennan with the big hit. They don't get the 1st down, and Washington doesn't appear to want to call timeout. They're just letting the clock run.
Porter into the chat to freak out about why he's not fumbling.
Hey, Porter, call time. He wasted 10 seconds coming into the chat. I mean, no joke. He was taken down at 28 seconds to go. He wasted 9 seconds to come in and talk about the fumble.
Yeah,
leave it to Ports.
I hope he gets in range to score and then doesn't because he ran out of time. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, man, again, he was taken down 12 seconds ago. Could have had 20 seconds left, but instead, now he needs even more of a miracle. Will we see the Wildcat get broken out once again?
I think you got to go for it right now. Go for the Wildcat. It's had a lot of luck here lately.
I think he called a play with a post route. I don't know if you need that. Doughboy, that's Porter reflexes. No, that's Porter being dumb and coming into the chat and talking while the game is going on. That's a reminder to all you folks. If you're on NBL Live, focus on your game. Don't look, there's a post route on the left side. Don't worry about coming into the chat. Trust me, we'll all be trash talking here for a while. 1st and 10. Belisari dropping back. Rush is coming. He goes down for a sack, and that's going to do it, folks. That is going to do it. They're not going to be able to get back to the line in time. And that is your ball game, folks. New Orleans taking this one 26-21. Your score, a big day for the New Orleans Saints, able to drive down the field, get that touchdown to go ahead, and they keep pace with the Atlanta Falcons. That division going right down to the wire, Sonny Weaver. The Redskins dropped to 7-6, a big loss, a big hit to their playoff hopes.
And that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt when they look back on this game. It's gonna be about what could have been. You know, beating yourself with the interceptions is a problem that they got to get control. They're gonna start wondering why they weren't giving the ball to Jordan Howard. You've got to figure out how to get that guy involved. You paid him a lot of money to carry the ball, and the only way he's gonna make up for what he's costing you is to actually get a chance to carry the ball.
A lot of headroom there. I was trying to fix that camera, but I can't do it live. Can't get the camera to work live. We'll just go Cloverfield cam, and we're gonna pick our NBL Live player of the game. It's an earthquake. I'm sorry, this is really dumb. But NBL Live player of the game for broadcast 196, Sonny. The name that comes to mind for me is Tevin Coleman. What he did in the second half, they gave him the ball, and he really shut this one down. But if you have another suggestion, please toss it out.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman's a good shot. Michael Thomas, a big game today. I think he had 2 touchdowns on the game. He was a big part of this game, and we thought coming in he would be. Who doesn't get it is the New Orleans offensive line, who got Ross Bonham just clocked in this game. But Tevin Coleman, Michael Thomas, either one, good calls here.
Well, let's give it to Tevin Coleman. He had that clinching touchdown and really dominated the time of possession for the Saints at the end of the game when he didn't get a whole lot of carries in the first half. So as Zoom X5X now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow, Zoom. Again, it's going to be Tevin Coleman, your NBL Live player of the game for 196. If you need to check out all of our player of the games, you can go to our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. It's under the NBL Live tab. You can check it back all the way back to broadcast numero uno. It's a great look back at NBL history, and we got another game tomorrow night, Sonny. Right here on twitch.tv/NBL Network, hosted by our friends at EA Madden NFL Twitch. It is the Steelers and the Jaguars. If you watched our last NBL Live game, you watched the Jaguars get run off the field by Sonny's Tennessee Titans. Do you expect anything different from this game, Sonny?
Well, you never know. That's the beauty of NBL. They did beat the Steelers last season, the Jaguars, that is. So you never know what will happen. The Steelers facing a lot of injuries right now. I think they're without 3 or 4 offensive starters, a couple defensive starters. So with the injuries, the great kind of equalizer in Madden, we'll see what can happen.
Should be a great matchup. Again, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, folks. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be right here, twitch.tv/NBL Network. Be here for a great game and a great broadcast. We're going to get out of here. Big shout out to everybody tuning in tonight here on the Twitch. For my co-host, Sonny Weaver, I'm OSU. Once again, your final score, the New Orleans Saints come up with a late victory here at home, 26-21 over the Washington Redskins to keep pace in the NFC South. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Steelers and Jaguars right here on NBL Live.